Welcome everyone on our Monday crypto analysis. Please read the disclaimer, we are not financial advisors. Any trade you take based on our trading ideas is your own responsibility. Please read through the disclaimer before we move on to the next section. Welcome everyone, welcome fellow Cryptopians, and let's go get started with our weekly analysis starting from Monday the 13th today. Alright guys, let's take a look at Bitcoin because basically Bitcoin is the leader of the pack, the king of the whole crypto market, so whatever Bitcoin is doing, all other altcoins are doing as well, especially against their USDT equivalent, so especially against the dollar. They certainly most likely follow the same movements that Bitcoin is doing. Okay, Bitcoin not looking too great right now. On the long term, I'm not talking about the long term yet. I'm talking about the midterm. I will show you guys what I'm looking at. I will show you guys what's potentially going to happen for Bitcoin. But as of today, Bitcoin broke structure. We know on the weekly, which I have been saying for weeks right now, on the weekly we had this huge resistance, which was basically originating from the weekly supply era, right? The origin of the move, which is always a very important move for in any market. The origin of the move is basically a giant supply or a demand zone, depending if we have a break to the downside, which becomes supply, which becomes a seller's area, a potential resistance. If we, however, have the origin of a move from a buy position, okay, to the upside, then we're looking at a demand position, of course. A demand position, which is basically a buyer's zone. Okay, so let's call this one right now resistance, which we had to be very careful of for a long time. And then we pretty much look at the daily momentum. Basically look at how the momentum is doing in this wave, right? If the momentum was strong, it's gonna blaze through this resistance right here, and the uptrend is fully intact, and we're gonna get very close to 100k Bitcoin. Right now, however, we have rejected this area. Does that mean we're gonna go all the way down? That's information we do not know yet right now, but however, this was the last candle or the last piece of price action that currently made us bullish, right? This has currently been broken, so let's highlight this a little bit easier with like a small line out here. And let's call this with a call out, or let's use a call on it. And just like say, like broke daily support. Okay. So right now we broke daily support. We are currently in a resistance. Let's maybe do it right here, so this might be a little bit more clear. So currently right now we have our weekly resistance, tapping into it, and pretty much also breaking the daily support, which doesn't seem that great on the short to midterm level, right? There's a lot more downside potential on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin definitely can fall a little bit further down before continuation, or before we can see continuation, excuse me, to the upside. So basically what I'm currently looking at right now, guys, and we got two potential scenarios, which is basically always the case. Right now, we do not have full confirmation that we're not gonna see a further uptrend. Neither do we have the full confirmation that this is a lower high on the weekly, taking us all the way back to 20k. People that are saying 20k have an equal shot at reaching 100k a Bitcoin, right? Both are in the right, both are in the wrong. So basically, yes, Bitcoin rejected the weekly level, but a supply level always gets tested. And what I mean by that is when the market goes up, like right here, it goes up. Then it goes down. And before it goes down, it leaves a small supply area, and then it sees a huge sell-off. We see a reaccumulation again. Reaccumulation. And then right now in that weekly supply level, we're getting a rejection, okay? But that rejection is just because we're getting a reaction, okay? So let's go to template. This is a bearish order block. This rejection does not mean we're going to go all the way down. It could, but it's always not always the case. then we can go down to the downside and then continue going up, potentially. Because the market right now is just rejecting weekly supply, because weekly supply is very strong. Is a strong supply level. And we always have sellers, or at least we also have sellers in a bullish market, just like we have buyers in a seller's market, right? So right now we're gonna see a lot of sellers in a buyer's market potentially, and the market coming back to bullish demand. Okay, so basically this is kind of the reason I'm looking at. This is our big region with the origin of the move. We can maybe narrow this down towards the 30 to 32k area, but if we're bullish enough, I don't really think will go all the way back. So this is a potential rebound area that Bitcoin might go back to and then go up. Okay, this is one of two scenarios. However, if this is in this scenario, basically this is just a correction, a large correction inside an even larger bull market. Okay, so a large correction in an even bigger bull market. That's scenario one. Then we have scenario two, that this rally is indeed potentially over, and this right now, this buy pressure that we have seen is just a correction for the further downtrend. Because like I said, if we're downtrending right now, the rise in value we will see, that we have seen the last couple of weeks, is right now a correction. The corrections are rises in this case. Then we see a correction that's going to continue to the downside. So we got this scenario where the market goes up, goes down, we see some accumulation going on, we're coming back, and we continue going to go to the downside, because in a downtrend we are breaking demand but respecting supply, and this will just be a lower high that's being formed, which can potentially even bring the market back to 20k or even lower than that, potentially, right? Okay, so that's that's the case, which is potentially. Now the case, it's pretty hard to trade this because, yeah, what do we have to do? Okay, right now I'm more interested in looking for shorts from a day trading perspective. However, long term, this will really completely influence my bias. Let me remove some stuff right here just to make the chart visually attractive again. Right, let's remove some stuff. All right, and basically let me also remove this so we get a more clear picture. Basically, whenever the market is gonna right now downtrend, maybe downtrend a little bit more, and if I'm gonna see accumulation in this phase right here, then I'm fully convinced, or at least 99% convinced, that we will see 110k Bitcoin and even more than that, because then we have a next leg up going on for it. So basically, if the market is on the daily is downtrending a little bit, like it's doing right now, downtrending, and we're seeing accumulation, then oh boy, we basically want to see the markets on the daily do the turnaround, right? But inside the blue area, or potentially even a little bit higher if it's not going to get to that, because there's also a small demand level right here. This one is a bigger one, but there's also a small demand level right here, which might also give us a reaction, even maybe the turnaround, but then a blue area, of course. And that's what I'm currently looking for. When this happens, then I'm fully convinced that scenario 2, which is basically this, is going to happen. Then it's this scenario, and that's basically, if you can see me and follow me on this, you go down, see what I mean, and then going to go to the upside. Okay, but if this is really a lower high and the start of a bear market, then we're in for a rough time, and then I'm potentially looking at the 20k area, which is also the previous high, as a continuation area, because very long term on the monthly we have never left the uptrend. Okay, so bear scenarios should still be bullish scenarios on the even larger time frame, right? Which you can especially see on BLX, the history of Bitcoin. And let's take a look at the monthly. And how does the monthly look? We never have left the bull market, right? So statistically, there's a high chance that the market will still be continuing to go to the upside, and breaking new levels, right? So let's take a look at Bitcoin again, 4 hour wise. No, still daily. Okay, so that's something I'm confirming, and I really want to see this to really be confirmed for the further uptrend. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what the market is going to give us the next couple of days or weeks. Okay, now what do we do today? Let's take a look how the market is doing right now. Let's look at the 4 hour. Do we see something on the 4 hour? No, we see downtrending. Right now on the 4 hour, even though we have a break in structure, let me remove this one and let me remove some other stuff so I can safely trade on the 4 hour without other time frames providing a shadow to my analysis. Okay, right now Bitcoin has been rejecting previous supply levels on the 4 hours, so previous supply levels. Rejected this thing. Right now create a new supply level, but on the 4 hour we have a giant wick. Let's narrow this down a little bit, maybe on the 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours. This is right now on the 2 hour the zone to beat. Okay. Currently I also got a higher region supply level. Then I'm also taking it into account as resistance. So this is resistance, resistance. Whenever this zone is being broken right now, then we might have a shot at getting into higher levels. Okay? Which might bring us back to the higher regions. And then see if we can get a continuation to the downside to even lower levels, like in this in this buyer's level or demand level, before we continue. Okay? So right now, isn't looking too great right now. We're below this area, which means we are inside bearish territory. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Don't see a lot of it. At least what I think personally, at least how the price is looking right now, we might see more downside potential, right? Market is showing a lot of weakness. We are, however, rebounding a little bit from this huge sell-off. But as long as we do not break this level, I am not interested in a small term buy. If this level is getting broken, then I am, however, of course, in a kind of convinced that we're gonna see a small term, short-term rally towards the upside. Okay, which might give us another trade or two. Okay. All right. Mina Protocol, guys, which I've been looking the last couple of weeks at, is doing phenomenally, even inside a very bearish market. So it's great how Mina is looking. I mentioned Mina on my previous calls on Monday. I think maybe even on the recording from last week, last week Monday. That Mina was a terrific buy right now. Also Noya, of course, as well. Noya has been doing great as well in this current market. Back to the highs of this year. Well, not this year, but basically back to the highs after the May crash. And we might be even able to uptrend even more as long as Bitcoin remains stable, of course. If Bitcoin does something unexpected and immediately crashes down, then no coin is safe. But as of right now, Noya and Mina are looking great. I really have a lot of promise for these two in the future. I got another coin on my mind that I have a lot of promise from, and that's DIDX. Not going to go into too much detail. I might release a fundamental report on it on Friday. If you, however, want to see an early fundamental report on DIDX, which is a very important token, guys, only launched 5 days ago and already at 500 million market cap. It even launched at 1 billion market cap. It almost launched at that price, okay? I was not interested at 1 billion. Right now I am getting interested. Because this coin is already pretty expensive. But it might do another thing that like Cardano did or that Ethereum did. It's going to go on an insane rally together with Mina the next coming years. I really believe in this token a lot. And I got 90% certainty on this. So in the next couple of months or the next year, be happy to look back at DIDX and see how this coin has performed over the past few years, right? I'm not saying I know everything, but I have currently the reputation to make some pretty solid calls. That does not mean every one of my calls goes insane, but my reputation comes from my good calls, right? Because I analyze the market, the cryptocurrency market, not only on a technical level, but also mainly on a fundamental level. And fundamentals, guys, are never wrong. On a technical level, it could mean that in the midterm, some coins that are fundamentally strong are undergoing some type of correction, right? So that's certainly possible that we're correcting a little bit inside the market. But fundamentals have a tendency to pull price towards itself, towards the real valuation, okay? If the real valuation of DIDX, for example, is $100, then eventually it will reach $100. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but eventually it will get there. Same thing like Solana. Solana had a crazy run last couple of months because Currently, Solana is the fastest blockchain in the entire world. It's faster than Ethereum, it's faster than Zilliqa, it's faster than ADA, it's faster than Neo, it's faster than Polkadot, etc., etc. These other blockchains will, of course, have more updates, right? So it might not always be the fastest, but the fact that Solana is the fastest blockchain now that's currently in the market already says something, and it's probably going to coexist with Ethereum for the whole blockchain and gaming industry. Especially right now with the hype of NFTs, Solana is a big player. It's incredibly cheap. It's incredibly fast. Solana has a bright future, and Solana has just been rallying towards a correct valuation the last couple of months. Okay, which you have seen right now. So Solana has been moving very strongly. Solana might be this is some old analysis, guys. Maybe removing them. There's another order block right here. So if Bitcoin remains stable, Solana might see another rally towards the upside. This is a bull order block, by the way. So a bull order block I will highlight as a blue order block 4 hour wise. Okay, first reaction, but as long as we are trading below this zone right here, the momentum is still down, the short-term momentum, but long-term momentum says up, short-term momentum says down. Okay, we want these two momentum price action to align. Okay, this is bear, this is bull. As this area is being broken, then it's highly likely Solana will go to another rally and we're gonna see $300, even more than that. Okay, same thing like Mina. Mina is just going to revisit the previous order blocks. Also, the previous high might also provide that support. But even if we break below the supply, or below the resistance, below the highs, as long as this zone remains intact, we are still seeing bullish momentum and we will still continue to go to the upside. I would very much like to see Mina the next couple of weeks at $10, and in the long term even more than that, because Mina is that strong and that great. Okay, same thing with DIDX. I have no doubt in my mind, in a couple of years right now, if you pretty much remember this call, that DIDX will be at $100 and above. Okay, very strong protocol, and maybe this Friday at our educational Friday sessions, I might tell you a little bit more about it. But as of today, guys, if you want to have an early look, maybe even later today or tomorrow, I will be posting a Twitter thread about this one, right? So basically, this is my Twitter account, and on my Twitter account, I post a lot of free information, right? You can follow our artist YouTube channel, but in 1 hour, I am limited, of course, right? So basically, on my Twitter, I can really explain stuff when I have more and more time. So basically, today or tomorrow, I will personally be hosting an article about DIDX probably, because yeah, it's fundamentally very strong, and I would very much like to write an article about that. And this will make DIDX very much more understandable for new people in very simple layman terms, right? Usually, what I do when I write an article is basically I am simplifying things, because I know how complicated things look when you just get started, when you don't know all these terms about liquidity, protocols, blockchain, layer 1, layer 2, volume, etc. All those different types of stuff. When I narrow this down for people, it will make you a lot more understandable to the concept. Okay, so please make sure you follow Crypto Saiyan and put your notifications on if you want to know what DIDX is all about soon. Okay, Quant also, guys, another brainer. We're visiting daily demand right now. Daily demand on the 4 hour, it's a little bit more clear. Daily demand is a little bit more large. I would take this as daily demand. Basically same area, but a little bit larger. On the 4 hour, we can narrow this down to the origin of the move, which is basically right here. Okay. When this breaks right here, when this resistance right here that's created inside this area breaks, then Quant is probably gonna rally more to the upside, and then boom. All right, that's something that I currently see happening on Quant. If it breaks this level, then we will have a continuation, because Quant really is a $500 to $1,000 coin eventually. I would not buy this coin above $1,000 anymore, because then we are at a pretty large market cap. I think it will already be 10 billion market cap if I'm not mistaken. But Quant has always been a top 10 token. I've always said this since 3 years ago. A lot of my reputation comes from calling Quant at $1. A lot of my viewers, a lot of my subscribers trust me on calling Quant because I did call Quant at $1, guys. Does that mean I kept everything? Of course not. You can never go broke taking profits. But in this case, it certainly made me less profitable because when you see something going this hard, doing it times 300 and so on and so on, you would have wished you hadn't sold anything at the end. But those are things you can't predict. Those are things we don't know. And like I said, I earned a profit out of it, so we can't pretty much blame it on anything like that. DOT, doing good again. Also deserves to be breaking its previous all-time high at $50. Polkadot, together with Sol, beast of a project, will continue to do well and will coexist next to Ethereum. Those are both all three blockchain protocols, which has an immense use case. They are very popular and very important for the future of cryptocurrency in general. And they will continue to do well because they have a real use case. They have real building on top of it. Alright? So that's pretty important right now. Let me go check something else. But Mina, okay, is doing well. DOT is doing well. Alright. So let's continue. So whenever you can catch DOT, this morning I highlighted the POI. Might still be coming back, but this might be a first POI where the market is doing a reversal and continuing to break this area, because I do believe we will break this area in the future. It all depends on Bitcoin, of course, but if Bitcoin remains stable, then DOT should have no problem eventually breaking $40. Okay. So that's about it, guys. Let's take a look at something else. No, Rune. However, guys, Rune, you know that I'm fundamentally... Technically, it's not looking too great. It's probably going to have a correction midterm level. But long-term wise, Rune should definitely be accumulated because Rune is a beast of a project, fundamentally very strong, and is definitely, together with Quant, together with DOT, together with Mina, together with DIDX, a keeper, right? How is Ethereum looking? Ethereum still looking bearish, following Bitcoin right now, or bearish on the short term. On Ethereum, we did the same thing. We reacted on the weekly supply level, which originated from all the way up top right here. Maybe it's right now revisiting demand. There we go. That's why it's right now showing a little bit of support. Daily demand right now is in this level right here. We had a small wick that's pushed price a little bit through, but however, fast price action doesn't last. So this might still respond on this and then go up to the upside again. But Bitcoin really cannot tumble anymore. If Bitcoin tumbles anymore, then Ethereum will definitely tumble below this level, towards lower regions. And by the way, all other coins will as well. Something like Ripple, Zilliqa, Trias, all have more downside potential to go if Bitcoin breaks to the downside. Okay? Alright. Making sure I talked about everything. Okay, those are the most interesting coins. Guys, also another recommendation maybe from me. Okay, these are market analysis sessions, but I also invest into cryptocurrency very big and very huge because the amount you can earn with investing is nothing to sneeze at, and usually the profits you make from investing in cryptocurrency largely outweigh the profits you can make from trading. Both are profitable, both are lucrative, but investing, don't ignore the investing part of cryptocurrency. Sushi is gonna do a lot of updates soon, and a lot of updates a lot of people don't know yet. And I personally think Sushi will overcome or overtake Uniswap. You know Uniswap by now, especially for the crypto traders among us that have been involved into crypto a little bit longer than me, a little bit longer than today. Not than me, because that's pretty difficult. Unless you've been trading for more than 5 years, then you're in the game then longer than me. But if not, Sushi and Uniswap are decentralized exchanges, okay? So that basically means that you're trading against another guy or another person, another participant, another woman, another guy. So basically you're trading directly with somebody else from your own personal wallet. Whenever you're trading on Binance, you got Binance itself, and you got the other guy. So you're basically trading with 3 people. And Binance is the one allowing you to trade. and getting fees on it, right? But when you're trading on a decentralized exchange, it's only you and the other guy, or the other participants, the other woman, the other guy, other participant, right? It's only you and him or her. So that's why these are hugely popular. SushiSwap has actually came into existence a little bit behind Uniswap, and that's why Uniswap is right now a little bit more popular than SushiSwap. Both are tremendous, good-looking projects because they have been pretty revolutionary in what they are doing. But however, SushiSwap is going to get more technologically advanced compared to Uniswap, and I would not be surprised that we see a shift in market cap, because right now, how much market cap is Uniswap? Let's take a look. Uniswap number 16th, valued at 11 billion. 11 billion. Where is SushiSwap? Let's take a look if we can find SushiSwap along the list. And if I can't find it in the list, then I will look it up manually myself. Did I miss? Here is Sushi. Only 2 billion is for right now, give or take about 1/6 of the value of Uniswap. Okay, so if we see a shift in that happening, then Sushi has a lot more room to grow than Uniswap does. Okay, so pretty much confident in SushiSwap right now, and that's about it. This session guide today will be a little bit slow, a little bit short. Why? Because right now these are very dangerous times to start trading. Whenever a move like last week happens, I am usually being patient, being cautious. Why? Because I do not do revenge trading. Okay, neither am I too eager to step into a trade. I am not eager to lose my profits that I made the last couple of weeks and last couple of months, right? Protect your profits at all costs. There's nothing more annoying than making money for 2-3 months, a lot of money, and then when something else happens, losing that money, losing all those profits you made in one single month when something else happens, right? So right now, Bitcoin has not been showing us very clear setups right now, so don't be too eager to jump the gun just yet. Be patient, wait it off, and just respond when the market gives you an opportunity, right? Okay. Always in trading, the general rule is the money flows from the impatient to the patient people. And right now, I am looking very, very patient. Okay. Unless I'm getting a clear signal, then I need to jump into the gun and need to open certain positions, then I will be. But however, from right now, I'm just interested in dollar cost averaging on certain coins, like DIDX. For example, anything below $10 on DIDX is basically a steal. Rune on below $10 as well, even though we could potentially still hit $5 and below. It's still a steal. And then Mina, of course, yeah, Mina will continue to do well like it is doing right now, and Noya is doing as well. So I'm more focused on those than I'm focused on opening trades too soon, right? But I am looking at opening a trade on Bitcoin, maybe a long position after we break this, and then maybe see a correction, and that correction is showing me accumulation signs on a smaller time frame level. And when I see a break of structure, for example, then when I see something like this, then it's the time usually when I'm looking for a long position, right? Towards the next supply level, something like this, from a hypothetical perspective, right? Okay, but nothing too much going on, guys. Hopefully next week we will see some more trades. Hopefully next week we can expect some more opportunities, but right now play the patient game. Don't do too much. Don't overexpose yourself to the market, and just hold on. Accumulate the strong and the right projects with strong fundamentals. And that's the right way to earning money on the long term, especially making a lot of money. Okay, make the right calls, don't make the bad ones, guys. I will see you guys next week on Monday for our next weekly analysis, and on Friday, of course, we will talk about our educational sessions, where we'll discuss about the procedural knowledge we do every single Friday, the know-how of cryptocurrency. As always, guys, if you have enjoyed these sessions, make sure you subscribe to our channel, you follow us, put your notifications on, and if you feel like somebody of your friends can benefit from this information today, then make sure you share our video to them, because they might certainly benefit from it and help them. Okay? Then I will see you guys next Friday or next Monday. Guys, good luck, success, and safe trading. Bye bye.